Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, new online security precautions are being enacted at SUNY Oswego.
An art show is back at SUNY Oswego for the 60th time.
And Governor Kathy Hochul is discussing major housing projects with Syracuse officials.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Jacquelyn Driggs.
And I'm Kyle Spisak.
SUNY Oswego is taking new steps in strengthening their online security with the help of tech company Google. Starting tomorrow at 8 a.m., employees will be asked to complete multi-factor authentication steps when logging into Google accounts. Although this starts with employees, eventually students will have to partake at a later date that is yet to be determined.
After you have completed the multi-factor authentication steps on your primary device, you can opt to trust the device, bypassing the steps needed to log on. If you log onto a new device, you must complete the authenticating steps each time.
SUNY Oswego students are able to earn up to 15 credits throughout the 2023 summer sessions. There are more than 350 courses available in both undergraduate and graduate disciplines. Students can take these courses to maintain their Excelsior Scholarship or remain on course for the Oswego Guarantee. The summer session calendar is posted on the SUNY Oswego website under News and Events.
SUNY Oswego is celebrating their 60th annual Juried Student Art Exhibition starting today until April 2nd. There will be an opening reception which is free to the public on Friday, March 24th from 5 to 7 p.m. in the Tyler Hall Gallery. Attendees can see 60 different pieces of artwork throughout the 2 weeks, and winners get their work put in the college's permanent collection.
Vera Dunsmore was appointed as Oswego County Health Director in January of 2023. Dunsmore has served as a public health nurse, Director of Patient Services, and Deputy Director of Public Health. Dunsmore states that she is looking forward to working with staff and community partners to develop new public health strategies to promote the overall health and wellness of Oswego County residents.
And Harbor Fest is back and better than ever from July 27th to the 30th in Oswego. The annual event recently won the Syracuse Area Music Award, a huge honor for a festival still in recovery from COVID. Executive Director Dan Harrington says it's been difficult the last few years for all festivals and nonprofits. Many didn't survive, and the rest, like Harbor Fest, continue to rebuild. We fought our way through, and we're ready to give Central New York the great gift of entertainment.
It's unfortunately that time of year where potholes make their dreaded return. According to a new study from AAA, pothole damage is up 57% from last year. In winter and spring of 2022, AAA says they responded to 1.9 million tire-related roadside assistance calls. AAA tells drivers to reduce their speed if driving toward a pothole and to avoid them if all possible.
The manner and cause of a teen's death in Baldwinsville, New York is under investigation. 14-year-old Maya Marshall Pickard of Dougry Junior High School was found dead. That is now the second death of a Dougry Junior High School student this year. Acting Superintendent Kathleen Davis is offering counseling and encouraging all students and families to come forward with their concerns.
The Oneida County Opioid Task Force met with school officials within the county at the Oneida-Herkimer-Madison BOCES on March 9th to discuss increased access to naloxone. This discussion comes as an overdose deaths from opioids have rose from 15% to 43% in 2019. Ensuring that naloxone is available in as many places throughout our entire community, including our schools, will definitely save lives, which is our #1 priority, says Sheriff Robert McCoyle. No decisions have been made, but talks are in the works.
Governor Kathy Hochul is working to build 800,000 new homes in the next decade to make New York more accessible and affordable. Hochul discussed the New York Housing Compact with Central New York leaders in regards to the Syracuse and Onondaga County and other Central New York areas as well. The discussion focused on engaging local leaders, nonprofit leaders, and those in cities, suburbs, and rural areas to combat the crisis together.
Now let's take a quick look at the weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Jordan Thrilwall.
The first day of spring was yesterday, but does it feel like it, Jordan?
Well, seeing now that spring has officially come into season, we are definitely beginning to experience warmer weather as these temperatures roll into our area. with these warmer temperatures, we are also expecting a lot of cloud coverage and a decent amount of precipitation, including rain and potentially even snow. All of this and more in my upcoming forecast after break. Now back to the desk.
And coming up later tonight, the former president revealed of his possible arrest today.
And TikTok is growing bigger despite threats from the Biden administration.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill
Should we
told me it
tell
was
him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker. Hi, I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Jacquelyn Thrilwall in for Brianna Saunders. Currently in Oswego, our temperature is 36. It is mostly cloudy tonight. Humidity is at 77%, and there is a very calm breeze in the area. Honestly, it's pretty nice tonight. So, looking into tomorrow, we start off the morning pretty chilly at 36 degrees, slight breeze, mostly cloudy. Going into the afternoon, our temperature increases to the high 40s, 47, still mostly cloudy, still a decent breeze. And then going into the evening, the temperature remains pretty consistent, still mostly cloudy with our cloud coverage and pretty much a decent breeze. All in all, pretty decent weather. Wednesday evening, we will have a chance of rain, 10 to 20%. Leading into Thursday, Thursday's going to be really rainy with most of our chance of precipitation between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Because of these are our higher chances of precipitation and everything. If you are working outside, expecting deliveries or anything, or have any outdoor activities planned, please be prepared for all the rain to come. Now, taking a look into our 7-day forecast, going into tomorrow, Thursday, we are getting up there towards the 50s with slight chances of showers. Our lows are dipping around the freezing points and everything, low 30s. Going into our weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, our temperatures begin to rise again and going into the mid-40s. We have a lot of chance for rain and snow showers. And then going into next week, we also have mid-40s temperatures and with lots of showers possible, including snow. All of that is everything I have for you guys tonight, and back to the desk.
Thank you, Jordan. A vigil was held in Mexico for a United States soldier found dead in Fort Hood, Texas. Military investigators say that there is no foul play in the death of Private Ana Basaldua Ruiz, stationed there. However, her family raises accusations that she was being sexually harassed. This is the same base where Vanessa Guillen was murdered almost 3 years ago. Ruiz's mother was told by Army officials that she died by suicide.
New data suggests that the COVID-19 virus may have originated from animals traded at a wet market in Wuhan, China. An international team of researchers reanalyzed data collected at the market in 2020, in which they found that DNA from animals susceptible to infection, including raccoon dogs, red foxes, rabbits, cats, and dogs that were traded at the market. Researchers point to this as evidence that live animals passed the virus on to humans.
Federal officials ramp up security as protests over former President Trump's possible arrest today. So far, there are no signs or announcement of his arrest. Paula Reed has more on the story.
This was the day former President Trump claimed he would be arrested on charges related to a hush money probe. But there is no sign yet of an arrest or even an indictment. Still, law enforcement continues to prepare for possible protests. In Washington, D.C., barriers erected around the Capitol. In New York, police officers told to be in uniform and ready for deployment. So far, officials say there are no credible threats, despite online chatter calling for civil war if Trump is indicted. Today, small groups gathered outside Trump Tower and Mar-a-Lago. There has been no word from the Manhattan District Attorney after a last-ditch effort by Trump to avoid charges. Attorney Robert Costello appearing before the grand jury Monday to attack the witness at the center of the investigation, Michael Cohen.
My obligation is to bring the truth to both the district attorney and to Trump's lawyers. That's exactly what I did.
Costello previously represented Cohen.
If they want to go after Donald Trump and they have solid evidence, so be it. But Michael Cohen is far from solid evidence.
It is unclear whether the grand jury will hear from more witnesses as it investigates a $130,000 payment to porn star Stormy Daniels to silence her about an alleged affair with Trump. She was paid by Cohen in the final days of the 2016 campaign.
Did you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels?
No.
Now, 7 years on, the DA is looking at whether Trump may have falsified business records when reimbursing Cohen for the payment.
This case is not going to be predicated on any one individual, but rather it's going to be predicated on the documents, the evidence, the text messages, the emails.
Cohen has made countless public statements about the investigation.
The DA's team are spectacular. They are well-versed. They are well-informed. And we just will continue to cooperate each and every time that they ask. My goal is to allow Alvin Bragg and his team to do what they need to do.
At the end, the grand jurors have an opportunity just to ask me some questions as well, and I'm looking forward to that.
While he usually says he cannot talk about what happens in the grand jury room, he has been advised to stop talking about the case on TV after drawing the ire of prosecutors for appearing on TV Monday night to rebut Costello's testimony.
If in fact that I waived attorney-client privilege, I'd like to know when, how, where. I don't recall waiving anything, but again, this is I don't know what he's talking about.
An intelligence memo from the United States Capitol says there is no indication of a large-scale organized protest, such as the one observed on January 6th.
10 people were indicted in the death of Irvo Otino, who died in the custody in Virginia earlier this month. The 28-year-old man was transported from a county jail to Virginia's Central State Hospital, a psychiatric care facility. There, surveillance footage shows that Otino was eventually pinned down by several officers to the ground while in handcuffs and leg irons for 11 minutes. Otino died from suffocation at the scene.
The CEO of TikTok, Shou Chew, confirms that there are now 150 million monthly active users in the United States. This comes after renewed calls for a domestic ban on the app by lawmakers if the Chinese parent company does not sell their stake. The CEO also highlighted figures including 5 million businesses that use TikTok as a platform. Chew is scheduled to appear before a congressional committee this week to determine the fate of the app for United States users. And coming up, find out how inflation has affected the online market.
And hear about which state is looking to change their abortion laws.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that black.
Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep. 10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
Score going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
And welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. After 2 years of high inflation, many online shoppers are ditching premium goods and opting for cheaper products. According to Adobe Analytics, high-priced goods across 11 categories of e-commerce have lost meaningful market share to low-cost alternatives. In 2019, the most expensive grocery items went from about a quarter of the market to nearly 10% now, and cheap online groceries have grown to nearly half of the market.
It's the first day of spring, and a new forecast shows Spring Break 2023 may be the busiest travel season ever for the airline industry. In today's Consumer Watch, one travel expert breaks it all down.
Spring is here, and the airline industry has been bracing for what it says will be the busiest travel season ever. According to a new forecast from Trade Group, Airlines for America, 10 major airlines, including Delta, Southwest, and JetBlue, are expected to carry a record number of passengers this season.
We can pretty well expect that those predictions to come true. And the reason why is that for each of the 2 months so far in 2023, you have seen travel numbers exceed the same month in 2019.
So what does this mean for you? Travel expert Scott Keyes says expect more of what's become the usual. Longer lines at airports and packed popular destinations. Meanwhile, AAA's spring travel survey suggests many families are taking multi-generational vacations.
Families are making up for lost time. Grandparents traveling with their adult children and their grandkids.
Experts say spring is seen as a critical test for the airline industry, which is still working to recover and return to pre-pandemic capacity levels despite robust demand.
I think you're seeing a renormalization of travel in 2023, both for spring break and beyond.
If you still haven't booked, here's one tip to find a spring break deal. Consider arbitrage. If you live near a city that has a different spring break schedule, consider booking flights from there instead.
With different academic calendars, you're going to see a different spring break week and substantially cheaper fares out of those cities.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Shelley Malashi.
And now that the world has begun to open up, more people are planning trips. And although our spring break just passed, this information can be used when planning your spring break in the following years.
Poison is the leading cause of unintentional death in the United States. Many of them happen in young children. In today's Health Minute, what you need to know to keep your family safe in honor of National Poison Prevention Week.
It can happen in an instant. A child ingests something they shouldn't have.
They can be quite scary and dangerous symptoms depending on what the child might have gotten into.
Dr. Manisha Agarwal specializes in pediatric poison prevention. She says many things little hands may find in a house can be poisonous.
Most commonly, we see children who happen to get into cleaning products, cosmetics, and then medications.
Agarwal says medical professionals are also seeing more children getting into edibles, which look like candy but contain derivatives of marijuana. To protect children, Agarwal says to store edibles separately from other foods. You should also keep other medications up and away from the reach of children. Securely store all cleaning products. Talk to anyone coming into your home or those you go to visit.
If you don't have a toddler in your home every day, you might not think about what they can get into really, really easily.
Button batteries are also dangerous if ingested. Agarwal says to keep them away from kids and check your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors often to make sure they're working.
Ultimately, there is always the amazing people at the Poison Control Center there to help you out if you happen to get into anything.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Experts say it's also important to keep the number to the poison helpline handy. Save it in your phone and display it where it can be seen by everyone. That number is 1-800-222-1222.
Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers is working with fellow Democrats to repeal the state's 18-49 criminal abortion ban. The ban prohibits nearly all abortions without exceptions for sexual assault, and physicians who provide abortions could face felony charges and prison time. The ban is in effect because of the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling that overturned Roe v. Wade. Evers is urging a passage of a new bill that would revert abortion access to what it was before the Supreme Court's ruling.
He understood exactly what I was saying. I understood what he was saying.
President Biden signed a bill into law Monday that will declassify intelligence on the origins of COVID-19. The bill unanimously passed both chambers of Congress earlier this month. It orders the National Intelligence Director to declassify all information on potential links between the virus and the Wuhan Institute of Virology in China. Information that could compromise national security will remain classified. And coming up tonight in sports with Thomas Turgeon.
Hey Turge, what's going on in sports, buddy?
Well, guys, we got an abundance of sports to look forward to in the next few days. Find out what is in store for Oswego lacrosse and much more after the break.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the Earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Thomas Turgeon with your Tuesday night sports report. We start things off at home where the women's lacrosse team is in action tomorrow night against the Nazareth Golden Flyers. The Lakers are red hot to start the season, having winning 4 of their last 5 games. Oswego State will have their second home game against the program since 1998 and are looking to start a win streak with a win against the Golden Flyers for the first time since 1995. Nazareth is looking to bounce back from a loss against Vassar with a battle at the Laker Turf tomorrow at 4 p.m. We stick with lacrosse as the men's team is also going to be in action, but on the road down at Utica University. It has been a rugged start for the Lakers, starting the season 1-2 with a matchup against Stockton University this weekend canceled as well. They look to even their record on Wednesday against the Pioneers at 4 p.m. on their home turf. Oswego has won the last 3 and most recently last season by a score of 18-8. We'll go out west now to the KeyBank Center in downtown Buffalo where the Sabres are in action tonight against the Nashville Predators. It has been a struggling month of March for the Sabres as they have only won 2 games within their 10 matchups this month. Currently, Buffalo sits 7 points outside of a wild card spot and are trailing the Predators by a score of 6-3. We send our way down to Madison Square Garden where the Rangers are also in action on the ice tonight as they face their Metropolitan Divisional foe, the Carolina Hurricanes. This will be the first of a home-and-home series against the Canes, and the Rangers are red hot, outscoring their opponents 22-5 in their last 4 games, where the Hurricanes have been a .500 team over their last 6. So it should be an interesting one. New York currently sits in the 3rd place seed in the Metro. We'll send it and keep it down in Madison Square Garden, where the New York Knicks are in action to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves down at MSG. We'll start off late in the first quarter. Knicks trailing by 13. Julius Randle drives to the house for the slam, and Knicks trailed down by 11. Julius, an absolute unit on the court tonight. Going 4 minutes to go in the second. Conley to Taurean Prince dropping the 3-pointer. Minnesota going up by 17. He's going 4 for 4 from 3 so far. A couple minutes later, Julius Randle again. Hart to Randle, another 3. Knicks on the comeback, down 11. Late in the third now, Knicks down 3. It's Randle again, the step back 3. Randle was 8 for 14 from 3-point land. He had 57 points. 3 minutes to go in the third. It's going to be Taurean Prince again, dropping the 3, and the game's not at 129. Prince wouldn't stop there, though. He'd kick it back out. Another 3 as he went unreal. They can celebrate now. It's the Timberwolves going and getting the job done by a score of 140-134. The Knicks' 3-game win streak will come to an end as the Timberwolves will get the job done on the road. But we're going to take a pause for the cause. When we come back, find out what college is using 3D printers to make desserts. Stay tuned.
I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kind of Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating. I think you're wrong, is what I think. You think I'm wrong a lot of times. I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens.
Engineers at Columbia University set out to 3D print some desserts.
A team used 3D printing machine and laser technology to whip up a 7-ingredient vegan cheesecake.
Researchers say that the experiment was a step toward making it practical to use 3D printing in mechanically assembled food.
The researchers say 3D machines need to create food already exist, but they aren't cheap.
And that's our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for Off the Clock.
And thank you for watching, everybody. We hope you had a great night, and stay safe, Oswego.